Hello everyone, welcome back to Marmaris podcast. Today we're going to be talking about something that is quite important in many of people's lives. But before we get into the topic, please, I would like to remind you to subscribe and maybe leave a like if you enjoyed. And maybe comment down below for any other ideas, because I might be running out of ideas. Also, if you really want to participate in one of my podcasts, please, you need to speak English at a decent level, and if you want to, just leave a comment down below, and maybe on Twitter DM me, something like that. Just make contact. Anyway, let's get into it. So today I wanted to talk about project planning and just overall organizing things, because I find that a very important skill to have. Because everyone sometimes has to plan something or like make something happen, and usually that's with other people, and that can sometimes be a blessing, but sometimes that can be a pain in the ass. I have a couple examples of that. It's just throughout my life, mostly school, I've had like things that I needed to plan, needed to make, needed to do. And in most cases that went fine, because a lot of the time I did it on my own, and if I do everything on my own, everything goes right, because that's exactly, I do everything how I want it to do, and yeah, so everything goes correct. As long as nothing else is involved that is outside my control, everything goes fine. Like this podcast, I just have time, I record them, I do them, upload, done. Okay, so this is the simplest thing of planning. So you pick a time, I just picked a random time, I picked now. So next, you do it. And that's what I'm doing right now. Afterwards, you sometimes you revise if you've done it well or not. I do that in matter of waiting for the YouTube video, the podcast to get many views or not at all, and then see what goes better or not. Next thing is, next I would talk about things that are not as easy, projects that go with other people or things outside your control. Okay, so I have a story about a thing. Me and a friend wanted to go to a cinema. No, yeah, cinema. Let's say that. Now, usually, you just go there, get on time, get a ticket, you get in. Okay, it's perfectly fine, right? But my friend is not a person with a watch on, you know. He doesn't know. He's not really good to keep track of time and be on time. So what I have to do is remind him constantly on, oh, okay, we're gonna do that today. Oh, I'm coming over now. And he's like, he doesn't really reply to messages, so maybe like 10 minutes before he might say something that I sent like a day ago. So it all turns out fine at the end, but it's just, you have to rely on other people, which is sometimes very frustrating. Like, I have had groups with people like, oh, they were perfectly fine, we had the same ideas, we came to the same conclusions, it was so perfect working with them. But sometimes you get one of those people that either are too lazy or they don't really work with you, they work separate from each other, and that's like, okay, at school, I had a group which we worked fine together. We all did our part, and then one of us put it all together, and we switched that around constantly. It went well for the first half year. Then I had to enter another group, which two of them were perfectionists. So what that means is you want to do everything the best of your ability. I am not that person. I am not lazy. I want to get it done, but I want to get it done fast, so I don't really have to put long time effort into things, you know? I do them fast, so I am done with it, and then it's like, you could say it's minimum effort, but it's not. It's just done quickly, and then you expect it to not be good quality, even though I am just working quicker than the rest. Also, I experience life a little bit quicker, in my opinion, than most. But that's just an opinion I might have. That is not a factual truth, because you can't literally live life faster. It's not like I'm going to be 70 by the time someone's 40. That's not how it works. But you know, could be. Yeah, so in that group, one of them, she didn't really show up for anything, so we had to do everything with the three of us. And two of them were perfectionists, and then there was me. So, like, everything that I did was like minimum, and everything they did was somewhat maximum. And I was like, huh, okay. In the previous group there was one perfectionist, the rest was like normal. So she had to change it a little bit, but since I was less, I was the only one that wasn't doing the best of my ability. They were annoyed at me, and I was like, please, it is good enough. And I take good enough over bad, and good enough over good. That might be weird, but you know. It's just effort putting into things. I don't find it worth the effort, so I put minimum effort and still get the good. Sorry, I still have COVID. Well, I'm still coughing. So, also, but that's when it doesn't go well. Also, I had other projects in the third year of high school, probably. There was like some arts and crafts things that we just had to work together in order to build something, and it was perfectly fine if I was leading. Because like I pick up things quickly, and I would need to help other people quicker because they don't understand quite as fast, maybe. That's the rule that I feel most of the time. This might sound arrogant, but I'm not trying to be arrogant. I'm just stating what happened and what the situation was. And you might believe it, you might not. But you know, that is how project planning goes. Also, with these podcasts and with other things, other group things online, let's say, it is pretty hard to get all of your friends in one room. Like, I guess everyone has a life, but I ask, like a week ahead, I ask Luke or Alex to be there like today, or to reschedule another day to do a podcast. But you know, a week ahead is definitely not long enough apparently for both of them. So that's why I'm stuck here doing them on my own. And that's also a part. Relying on others to be there is really, really frustrating if they don't show up. But if they do, it's perfectly fine, then there's no complaining. Because then just everything you planned goes as planned. That's perfectly fine. So, what now? So, we've gone over how project planning is good, why you would want to plan your projects and make them as good as possible. And doing them on your own is way more comfortable than doing them within groups, although it could be way more fun. But you know, also one thing, you can rely on online more on random people than on your actual friends. Because random people, like, I've been in groups of players, well, not it's project planning, but like to be there or to reply to something. Like random people, if you talking about the specifically grouped random people, like, okay, I'm playing a game. I need to play with people in order to succeed. I'd rather go to random people, like random Discord servers, random online chats, to get those people to play with me than my friends. Because I can rely on those random people to be there, because they seek the exact same goal as me, to do something in that related topic. But my friends, oh, they just want to do whatever they want to do. And I want to do whatever I want to do. And if that does not work together, then we don't do it together, you see? But the random people, if you talk about a specific group, then you want to achieve the same thing. So that makes it good, as in good planning. And then you can do that thing, you can succeed. But with your friends, you might trust them more, you might like them more. But if your goals are not aligned, then yeah, it doesn't work. So that's why the internet is sometimes great for getting groups of people together, like ideas and just random things. Internet can also be a really shitty place, but you know, that's with everything. But you know, that was my ranting on about project planning and such. I'll talk about the things that I have planned. So, if you have ever seen any of my other YouTube videos, if you're not just here for my podcast, which is fine if you're just here for that, but what I have planned is to play, once I'm done with like Doom, once I'm done with Hades, maybe that's gonna be a while, but you know, once I'm done with all those things, I'm gonna play different games, and I would really like to see a reply from anyone that's watching to know what they want me to like play, make content of, because I can do a whole bunch of things, but I don't know what would be fun. Like, I could start doing things, but what about continuing those things? Like, I have no clue what people like. I might just do whatever I want to do. That could work. You know what? I might just do whatever I want to do. If people want to watch me do whatever I want to do, I'll do whatever I want to do. And you'll watch me, right? Right? I hope you do. So, that is my planning for this year. I hope to get like 100 subs this year. Since we're already at 25, I think that should be doable. I'll just go on Omegle, get some subs there. That is always a funny thing, because in one night I already got like 5 subscribers. But you know, that works. Also, tell me if you want to see like a webcam on my podcasts, because that will only be visible then on YouTube, not on Spotify, because you know, Spotify doesn't really have any visual things. And also, but that's going to be mostly what I want to talk about. Is there anything else? Okay, I want to talk about my personal health and such. As I've posted a video on like my well-being, I was sick, I had COVID. Now I'm slowly getting better. My coughing is still quite bad, and my nose is still very stuffed. But other than that, I am perfectly fine. If you want to know, I'll talk about my experience I've had I've had it since like last Thursday, so not the not the 20th but the 13th. So since then on I've had probably COVID for the next week, and then maybe now I'm slowly getting better, like not being sick. But the first 2 days, Friday and Saturday, were absolute terrible. I was feeling so weak. I had like not even enough power to lift up a water bottle. Like, I was so incredibly weak for those 2 days. And I was coughing and such really badly, and I had a terrible headache. But that was basically it. I didn't lose my taste at all. Well, I don't really taste a lot in the first place, but that's besides the point. And yeah, basically I've been in quarantine ever since. And like Monday I'm gonna start to work again at my internship. It's like 3 weeks and then I'm done. I'm gonna go check an email because something. Well, no, never mind. So my internship is also gonna end in like 3 weeks or 2. So like the 11th I think it ends, and then the 14th I go back to normal school. In the meantime I will still be making videos. I didn't make them because I was just hearing me constantly cough is pretty bad for videos, I think. You know, I could cut everything out of that, of me coughing, but like that would just be a lot of effort. Sorry. I've had just a long day. Well, not really. I woke up at like 12. I decided to put a sister. No, that's the wrong word. I decided to sleep in, just like my sister usually does. And also my parents do have COVID, but since I already have COVID, I wouldn't get it again. Hopefully. I sadly infected my parents. But you know, that happens in these pandemics. I didn't quarantine good enough apparently. But you know, that's how it goes sometimes. So yeah, there are gonna be 2 videos up tonight. One of this podcast and one of the Doom video. Anyway, if you guys would like to see like a random guest, I could bring a random guest in. Yeah, that could be just it. I could just bring a random guest in. We'll see what happens. I might bring Lauren back, maybe for another podcast about something. So anyway, that's gonna be all from me. Like, it's gonna be a short one, but I just don't have anything to talk about. So I hope you guys enjoyed this podcast. It was a bit of update video mostly, and just a bit of chatting. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Subscribe.